Well, in the last video we were screwing around with that telehandler, which isn't done yet, so we're going to go ahead and start on this next project here. And that is, we need to replace the fan clutch on this truck here. This style clutch needs air pressure to disengage it, and when there's no air against it, it should be locked up. However, as you can see, it is not locked up. So back in the last video, we ended up going up to the barn we store some equipment in, and we got the 4620 out here. They had to use this to move a manure pump. This pump here needs a new gate valve put on for the agitation. You can see we got a fist size hole on this side and another one on that side there. So they went ahead and sprayed part of it off. They're gonna go ahead and put some new parts on. We've got some stuff laying right there. This is a different style gate valve. As you can see, the material is quite a bit thicker on that than what is on the existing gate valve. So they'll get that swapped out. Hey Nate, why didn't you wash the whole pump?
Because I'm lazy. Yeah, he is.
Oh, that's why we don't wash things, right? Completely. Yep. Is it that, or did you not have the time?
Well,
see, what you need to explain, what you need to do is you need to explain that if you wash the whole pump, you wouldn't have time to fix this. Well, you know, we'd have to wash the whole thing, right? Right. And then it'd be like, well, we'd be like, well, now we need it again. We didn't have time to fix it, but hey, we got it washed, right? Yeah. So, is it gonna bother you that it's not washed completely to work on it?
Yeah, I'll probably lose some sleep over it.
You will? Okay.
Only when the pit's empty, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it gonna perform any better if it was clean?
Probably.
Oh, okay. All right. It'd be lighter, right?
It spins faster when it's clean.
Yeah. Well. All right. As long as this stuff isn't gonna hurt you, you know. I mean, that's a topic for a different social media platform, right? All right, we're gonna get started on this fan clutch here. So, well, we're ready to pull this guy out of here. We unbolted the fan away from the clutch. Got that leaning forward. And we've got the fasteners removed from the actual pulley bracket itself. And then we're gonna be able to pull that right out through here. You can't get the fan off with the shroud on there. If you need to replace the fan or you want to take the fan out, you've got to take the shroud off, and really the only way to do that is to set the hood on to something, unbolt the supports going to the radiator, take the bolts out of the front, remove the radiator, or just lift it up out of the bracket or let it fall forward a little farther in order to get the fan off in there. But we'll go ahead, we'll pull the fan assembly out, we'll get into the clutch. I have a fan clutch assembly on the bench here. I'm hoping it is the right one. This is a TRP style, but it's the same as it's for a Horton clutch, and that's what style clutch this is. So we'll go ahead and get this pulled out and get it over onto the bench. Well, we've got it over onto the bench here, and I removed all of the Allen head screws that go around the actual hub itself. Now we'll get this lifted off of there, and we'll start to dissect this a little bit here. Yeah, see that whole center air dam here is all melted. So it looks as though this bearing is seized up, which that doesn't really make any sense, but we'll know more about this. Yeah, see, this is seized up here, so we'll have to dig all this plastic and crap out of here. But you can see that's, yeah, shot. So that is what we have wrong here. We have a bearing that has failed, and that has allowed the actual fan part of this clutch to seize up, and the driven part was able to overcome it, and then from there it just didn't want to work the way it should here. So we'll get this nut off of here, and hopefully it didn't hurt the actual shaft itself. Well, we are into the following day. I ordered this fan clutch, and I thought it was going to be a rebuild kit, because that's the last style kit that we put into this. However, this one came complete. The rebuild kit's like $400, and this whole assembly here, which is just we got to give that stuff back as a core. We unbolt this bracket here, which it has the shaft and bracket and whatever on it. We've got to send that unit back. This was like $900 and some dollars. The only thing I don't like about it is this pulley's got a little bit of a mark in it, so we're gonna have to sand that down. That's gonna chooch up the belt here a little bit. Of course, it's not gonna matter. What I tell them is going on with this, they're just going to ignore the fact that the pulley is a little schnookered. So what we need to do is remove the studs from this hub here and put them into this one. I don't know why they didn't send me new studs, but apparently that is an option. So hopefully we can get these studs out of the hub itself here, get that bolted into place, and we will be good to go. We also got the parts that we need to get this JCB telehandler back together. We've got the air duct, and then I've got the rubber mounts that are going to go on the side of the frame to hold the muffler. So let's get some studs ripped out here and get this fan clutch installed. Well, we've got this guy all ready to go now. We've got the actual clutch assembly itself bolted to the bracket. Now we can just carry that bracket over and set it into place, get it bolted to the front of the engine. We removed the studs out of the old hub assembly, got them installed into this new one here, or this rebuilt one. And now we just need to get that hub assembly bolted into place. Then we can put the fan on, the belt, everything else, and we'll be able to kick this out the door. Well, we've got the fan clutch all in place. We've got new serpentine belt on there, air hose hooked up. Got our little spacer on there that goes between the clutch and the fan. Now we just got to reach in there, got to get this fan setting on the hub, and then we've got I need two hands for that. Got to get all the nuts on there, get them tight, then we can run this. It looks like this top radiator hose is not in the bestest of conditions. So we're gonna go ahead and change that out as well. And then we can roll this guy out the door here. Well, this thing's ready to go. We got the radiator back adjusted. We had to lean that forward so we could get in there and get the fan off. Got the new hose on there, coolant installed. Now we're just gonna go ahead and start this up. It's doing its thing. Then we'll go ahead and we will engage the fan clutch. We'll turn the switch here to manual. Once that air pressure gets into that clutch, it'll lock it up. That's locked up now. Now we'll turn the switch off. Let that fan slow down a little bit, and centrifugal force will somewhat turn that fan as well. So that fan is slowing down, and it's gonna turn slowly as the engine is running. That is normal. You can see that fan's coming to a stop there just about. It might not be showing up on the camera all that great. It actually did come to a complete stop. Now we'll go ahead and we'll rev it up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and engage the clutch, the fan clutch. And that is working the way it should. How this is designed, there is on the thermostat, there's a solenoid. And once the engine temperature gets to, I don't know what it's set on this one, maybe 205-ish or 200, it will engage that fan clutch. And it's nice to have this manual switch on here, because as you're going across the field, you don't want that fan to be spinning, because when that fan is spinning, it's sucking debris up in front of the truck, and it's sucking it through the radiator, or it's actually, yeah, what does this one suck or blow? I don't know which way that fan is going, but at any rate, it is gonna pull dust through that radiator, or push dust through it. You want this set up so you can go into a manual sequence here. And the best thing to do is when you're pulling hard on a hill or something, turn the damn fan on before you get to the hill. It's easier to cool down an engine that's not all that hot than it is to try to cool an engine, to try to cool down a hot engine. So we will get on the next project here. Well, we are a little closer to getting this project here done. It's parts delivered here. We've got an air duct, goes over the top of the engine. This one was a little melted. We've got a new serpentine belt on there. We've got the turbo in place. I had to fix some wires that go to the, well, it's a sending unit on the air cleaner. It just tells you whether your air cleaner is plugged or not. We've got to start this up, raise the boom up in the air, and we have two isolators here that we have to fix or replace. Install the new ones before we can put the muffler on. The muffler come off the back of the turbo, and it kind of laid right in here. So we're gonna go ahead and start this, get the boom up. I'm hoping I can get the boom up in the air enough in the shop here to get those two isolators on there. Then we can get the muffler on, put the air box back on there, and roll this out the door here. Well, that looks like we're gonna be able to get that one off, but this one here, I might be able to just reach in down inside here to be able to get that nut off. It almost acts like we want to have the boom all the way up for that one, so I might have to roll this out the door here. So let's go ahead and try to get that one on there. Maybe I can get the muffler on and put that one there on after the fact. All right, we've got this all ready to go. New alternator belt, new air duct tube going from the fresh air intake over into the air cleaner. Obviously a new turbo, a couple of new isolators to hold that muffler into place. And what had happened to this is the bearing must have went on the internal components of the actual turbo itself. And then what it did is it allowed the, instead of the oil staying on the bearing side of the turbo, what it did was it started to burn the oil. And that's what caused it to get hot here. And then of course it burned the air intake tube. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this out of here. She sound a little better? Run it. Well, we're gonna get to washing a corn planter now. Well, that's gonna do it. I've got this 6-row planter all washed up, and we're actually gonna sell this planter. It is a 1755 with finger meters on it, and it is in excellent condition. I planted a lot of corn with a configuration just like this. This tractor, however, it was a 1750 planter with dry fertilizer on it. We put the tires in for 30-inch rows, and we ran a set of duals on this with the wide spacers. And I planted a lot of corn for, I don't know, I think I probably planted with this for, I don't know, maybe 4 years. And that was back in the day where there wasn't much with the cell phones that went on. I didn't have many problems that I had to deal with as far as the phone ringing all the time, and it wouldn't have worked if I had gotten phone calls on this tractor anyways, because I couldn't hear the phone. So it was nice and peaceful, to say the least. So if there's anybody that's interested in this corn planter, it had about 300 or 400 acres on it when we got it. We did just shy of 900 with it this year, and we did about 600 with it last year. So it's got about 1,800 acres on it. If I hadn't mentioned, it does have finger pickups on it, finger meters that rather, and it also has the insecticide hoppers on there, which we did not use. And if you're interested in it, drop me an email or something and we can talk about it. I'll put a link in the description. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you at the next one.